This is The Spot. The Spot with your host, Prophet Pete and DJ Shawn Recognize.
Yo. You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, straight from New York and somewhere in the world today. Your boy, Prophet Pete. I'm here, man. And I got my homie with me. And he
Of
gonna
course,
hit
you know me. It's your boy. Your girl asked me my 3 favorite words after I bust one. I told her your Uber's outside. Shawn recognized. What's up, world?
What's up, world? Yo, man. Here another beautiful week, man. Blessed with another day, being able to do what we do and
Yes.
talk all stuff, man. Because the world is still going a little crazy.
Man.
I don't know. Your man Putin, I don't know. He's being a clown right now.
Yeah. Well, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So, he's campaigning. He gonna win eventually.
Yeah, and Trump is looking for that support, from him next election. I don't even know how that's supposed to work. How is that supposed to work?
Well, they supposedly have all of this influence with the internet, and they got some of the greatest hackers in the game and cybersecurity experts and such. So they can infiltrate the numbers to affect the outcome in some way that is beneficial to him. I mean, I believe that's what happened in 2016, but that's just my own personal theory. I don't want to start no more, conspiracies. There's enough of those out there already. But I mean, if they do have some influence, shouldn't we have a special team set up to prevent that from happening again, especially if we know that it happened in the past? I mean, that's just my thought. I don't work for the feds or nothing but that would be my thinking.
Yo, and to be honest with you, yeah, let's figure it out. There's always back doors into these programs and all these systems, but
sure,
you got to find a way to be able to identify these things when they do happen. And all he's doing is showing what he was accused of before that wasn't proven. He's going to try and do it again. Right. And that's it.
Right.
But shout out to I want to say the Georgia governor or mayor that is eliminating fuel tax.
Oh, is that right?
First. Yes.
See, shit's about to get real. When you see changes like that going into effect, shit's about to get real.
Yeah. So, this is something that's super duper important, especially with summertime coming and everything else. They also say that due to the price of gas, unless you driving somewhere on a road trip with 4 people in the car, it's cheaper to fly. So don't even bother to get in your car if it's only you and try and go on a road trip, because
damn, they just telling you go ahead and give the airlines that money. They just letting you know.
Yeah.
Wow. Ain't that something? I was just thinking about a road trip coming up soon. Damn. Well, gas is down a little bit though. I just went by the gas station today. It was like 370 something. It was definitely not $3.99. I know that. It was lower than $3.99. So that's definitely where I'm gonna go and fill up. So
yeah. Because I could tell you that the trip down south that I just recently took, gas prices were, and I'm so glad that my truck takes regular.
Yeah.
Because if I had to take premium, I would have cried. But with the prices that the way they are right now, this trip that I've taken several times actually increased by $60 or $70.
That's crazy, bro.
And just filling up. I'm still filling up at the same time, but it's costing me more at the pump.
Right.
So a 3/4 tank of gas cost me $80. Wow. 3/4 tank of gas to fill up from a quarter tank to full, $80.
Yeah. Crazy.
$240 in fuel coming one way.
Woo. Man, shout. You know who really feeling the pain though, and I gotta shout them out, man, because nobody shouts them out. The motherfucking truck drivers. You seen the price of diesel? Whatever you paying for gas
Yo,
right now, anybody that's listening in the United States right now, whatever you paying for gas, best believe truck drivers is paying at least $2 more per gallon, and
yo,
that's
for
that's
real.
that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt because you know what you probably made for a route that you've taken a bunch of times, and you know how much it pays, and you know what I mean. You know how you're gonna maneuver with that particular drive. Now it's totally different. Say you was getting paid $4 grand for a route for a job, one load from A to B, and after all of your expenses and everything, you knew how much money you was working with. Well, now gas is over $5 a gallon. that's dipping into your profits right there. You feel me? So now it might not be worth taking that load that you took before. You feel me? And
And it's
therefore it's affecting it's affecting the supply chain, man. It's crazy right now, P Money.
now,
Take it easy, brother. Take it easy. Slow. Take slow sips.
right.
That's
So,
why I got a straw.
but even knowing that, and you got the green straw, right,
Mm-hmm. See that shit blending in with the
with the background.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they like, yo, how's he doing it? How's he doing it?
Look at
Woo!
that's
It's
magical.
bananas. It's bananas.
But yo, like talking to my brother, he's a truck driver, and he's like, and it's not like you 20-gallon tanks when they
Yeah,
filling up these tractor trailers like you talking about. He's like one
hundreds of
trip,
dollars.
$700 going one way on his delivery.
Oh,
$700 in fuel.
oh, brother, you
700.
spending people spending rent money at the pump just to get from
Right.
one side to from one
From
destination to
point
the
A
other.
to point B. Point A to point B, $700.
That's
Then
gotta
he
be
said that because fuel is up higher, you would think, right? With, more of a demand because throughout the pandemic and everything else, truck drivers were still on the road, moving and doing what they was doing.
no doubt.
But he's like, what they paying for them to move the freight, the
Yeah,
prices have gone down when the price of fuel went up. I'm like, how is that fucking possible?
it's bananas,
So,
man.
so
Because
now,
because the people with the loads from at the point of load or to the point or to the destination, they trying to find a cheaper way to do it too.
right.
Everybody's trying to cut corners, and the price of gas going is hurting everybody, man. In the end, it hurts everybody. Everybody got to pay a little bit more.
Yeah,
So
and
it's bad, man.
I don't quote me on this, but I think that there was some announcement about 1 million barrels of crude oil. I don't know if it's daily or weekly
Uh huh.
that they trying to bring in. I guess trying to like trying to
Outsource,
figure out was right.
trying to get it
We're
from
just
trying to get it from someplace other than Russia.
right. So we're
Yeah,
probably going to end up importing it and having it, sitting somewhere so that we do these things. But I understand the government wants their money, but the reason why fuel is so high is because of the taxes that are on it. The sales tax on fuel is so freaking high.
yeah, yeah.
So
And I mean, now you got to look at where we are as a a scientific community, and understand that now all of those things that were talked about in the past as far as green energy and electric cars and things of that sort, that's when all of this needs to come into play even more. You know what I mean? If we know that the price of gas is going up, we need to increase production and lower the price of these electric cars and these hybrid vehicles so that it can offset that. You feel what I'm saying? So that the consumer, your average consumer, can afford a car that doesn't have to necessarily run on gas or little to no gas. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, an electric car, something that you can plug in and just drive that doesn't require gas, is something that only people with a little bit of bread can afford. You know what I mean? It's kind of out of the reach of the average person just working, trying to survive check to check or whatever, and and they're paying for their gas powered vehicle. If it was more affordable, I think that would kind of take the strain off of the people. But man, I'm always trying to help people out, man. I ain't good for the government. I ain't good for the bottom line
But
because I'm always trying to help.
now look, I'm about to break it down to you, and
Yeah,
this is going back. This is my automotive, going to school, learning stuff, and teaching.
yeah,
Remember when we had when gas prices were similar to what they are now back in what 2006, 2007?
somewhere in there,
Yeah, it's somewhere around there, right?
yeah,
So there was a lot of documentaries and things like that that came out. Can't remember the name of them, but the individual that invented the diesel engine. The diesel engine was supposed to run off of cooking oil. It wasn't
right.
supposed to run off of diesel fuel. It was running off of alternative fuels. But this is
Yeah,
in
that's
the
correct.
right, and they killed them. Then
Yeah,
you had people that were sitting there and they were creating electric cars. Cars was getting 100 miles to the gallon. They was killing them. Motherfuckers was disappearing off the face of the earth.
I
Now
think the dude that came up with the water powered car got murked off too, if I'm recall
he did it
correctly.
right
Yeah,
because you can run a car off of water. Now it's not you pour the water in the gas tank. No, you're gonna crank it. You're gonna destroy your engine. You gotta separate it. So
yeah,
if we go back to science, chemistry, separate it, right? H2O, 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Hydrogen is very what is it? Well, flammable, right? Combustible, right? It's
hmm
one of those. They try to come out with hydrogen stations, but if somebody lit a match, when you tell people don't use your cell phone at the pump, they'll blow
yeah,
up the whole neighborhood at a hydrogen
yeah.
station.
Oh yeah, forget about it.
So
Especially don't tell no female she can't talk on her phone at the day. Oh man, forget about it. Anyway, go ahead.
right, but 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. So if you separate that, they used to sell kits on eBay
Uh
that you basically hooked it up to your intake, and this improved your fuel economy because it was basically you poured the water in like this little bucket container.
huh.
I think
It's
that's
crazy.
going to come back. I
It
think it's
should,
going to
man.
come back.
It should. At times like these, man, when the rubber meets the road, pun intended, um, we need to come up with new and inventive ways to try and take the strain off of the working man, the average person, man, because that's who it all affects in the end. People with paper is just like, hey, gas went up. Oh well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to come out the pocket a little more, but somebody who hey, they got $40 for the week for their gas budget. You feel what I'm saying? Anything over than that $40 is hurting them in another area, some kind of way. You know what I mean? Something else is not getting taken care of, or something is, not getting enough of, or whatever the case may be, because of this gas. So, man, you gotta do what's right. Not just what's right for the pocket of the elite, because that's what
Yeah,
at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. You know what I mean? The elite got to get their money.
yeah, man. But before we get into this hip hop news with DJ Shawn, recognize because he got his own segment now, like official, like there's a whole video and
It's
shit.
very official. It's very official.
Very official, very official. Yo, what you want to get into? You want to get into the old school or new school joint?
I think this week we're gonna set it off with the new school joint. But before you do that, right before you do that, I gotta shout out my man, Mugger Boy. Y'all be sure and check him out on Instagram, man, with read, remember, repeat. Read underscore remember underscore repeat. Check him out. You know, we all need to step our read game up. Especially us young black men, we don't read enough. You know what I mean? Nobody, you could tell me you read X amount of books a year. Read double that. You know what I mean? We need to definitely step our reading up. So check him out there. You can also check out Big Mugga, BIG underscore Mugga is MUGGA. Check him out on Instagram. Definitely want to shout a brother out. He's doing some positive things.
Yeah. So here we go. It's a new school joint of the day on the.
Band of brothers, laughing at the mothers. Gang from the gutter, some bad motherfuckers. Hands on everything, the path of a hustler. My cash looking good, pulling big numbers. Hustle non-stop, getting everything I need. If Snoop Dogg coming, you gon' smell the weed. If Doggy in the building and everybody chilling, you best believe I'm here making a cool million. I'm in your meeting room, feet on your table, smoking my own brand, kush from the land, laying out the plan. $1 million man, and I ain't moving till a nigga put it in my hand. 100 grand just to make a nigga dance. Big money moves, a lot of shaking hands. A lot of day ones, I done gave a chance. I used to make do, now I
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Little West Coast love with that Mount Westmore. In case you've been living under a rock, Ice Cube, Too Short, E40, and Snoop Dogg have formed a supergroup called Mount Westmore. You know what I mean? Just put out a project recently, and they going strong, doing shows. It's a movement, you know. The OGs.
We played one of their videos not too long ago. It was they was like in a spacecraft.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if you.
yeah. We
Yeah,
did play that. That was don't I can't remember the name of the damn song, of course, right now. But yeah, I think that was the first.
yeah,
I think that was their first release, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we debuted that on the show, definitely for sure.
yeah. So
Shouts out to
shout out.
everybody on the West Coast.
Now there was something just because what just recently played. There's something about Snoop talking about Dr. Dre's The Chronic coming back home.
Uh huh.
I'm not too sure exactly what that means.
Well,
Is he talking about coming back to Death Row?
well, yeah, I believe that's probably what he's talking about because when he acquired Death Row, he did not require the rights to the Chronic 2001 project nor the Tupac catalog, you know, the Machiavelli and All Eyes on Me and all that stuff like that, because I believe that was owned by his mom before she passed. I think she had control of all of that. And I think when she passed, it was probably acquired by some entity other than, you know, somebody that looked like us, I'm sure. So it's going to take some doing in order to get control of that catalog, you know, which I'm quite sure is worth a very shiny penny. As far as the Chronic coming back, I'm quite sure that ain't nothing but a conversation that him and Dr. Dre have to have and, you know, sit down with the lawyers and work out the paperwork. So therefore they can, you know, do business the way that they probably always wanted to back in the day before, you know, all of the fuckery was going on with the label and
Yeah,
you know, all of the violence and people getting slapped up in private meetings. Crazy shit that was going on over there. We've heard the stories from the documentaries. Yeah, man. I think it was. I want to say it was Danny Boy or somebody was interviewed. It was like, yeah, man. What was it like being on death row? He said, man, you had to know how to fight. And I said, damn. It sounded like the real death row. Are you in jail or you on a record label? You know what I'm saying? Damn.
at any given moment in the
You know
booth.
what I'm saying? You gotta come up to the label and square off when you get there. What kind of shit are y'all doing up in here?
Shout out to 1800. Ma
Hey,
desperado. Yeah,
hey.
heard
And of
me
course, you
here.
know, LVMH all day, every day. Y'all always keep me close to the dirty water.
Yeah.
About to get a bottle of that pure white soon. Definitely gonna get some of that, especially the born day is on the horizon.
Yeah, I haven't had some of that in a little bit, so definitely got to make sure I get a little bit of that.
Yeah, man.
The
You
last
already.
bottle I did all by myself.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, man. I mean, it's kind of a personal size bottle.
Yeah,
You know, it's a very nice like, you know, almost like a preacher bottle, but just a little bit bigger, man. But it's a smooth experience. You know what I mean? Those who have had the pure white Hennessy know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You don't need any ice. You don't need to chase it with anything. You can drink it straight out the damn bottle. At least I
now,
can.
now I want to ask you this, right? Because we had the Henny Black,
Yeah,
so the Black Hennessy.
yeah.
How did, in comparison to all three, what is your preferred? Out of
Well, I mean, it sounds kind of racist, but I like the pure white first. I like the regular. I like the well. If we're talking about all of the Hennies, if we talking about all of them, okay. First, I gotta say would be the Paradise. I gotta shout out that one. That would be first. Then it would be the pure white. Then it would be the privilege. Then the regular brown. This right here. The when I say regular brown, I mean the standard. And then probably like the black. You know what I mean? The black would definitely be at the bottom of my list. No, not trying to say we are, but it just maybe because it's still too new. But I feel like the black has like there's an aftertaste that I don't like. There's an aftertaste that I don't like. Say what?
It's like a floral kind of
floral. Like, yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
It's a floral kind of.
It finishes kind of flowery. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
So it's like, when you drink Hennessy, it's supposed to like burn your chest. Right? Yeah, it's like you feel like you're in the Garden of Eden.
I'm gonna be honest with you, P Money. With the Henny, it don't start burning. The Henny don't start burning until you get to like until you get to around the privilege. Like on my scale, like you coming down from the Paradise all the way down to until you get down to about the privilege. That's when you start getting the burn, and then of course this one burns, and then the black one burns. But the white, the pure white, I don't get that at all. It's very smooth. That's why I get you fucked up, because it sneaks up on you.
Right. Now,
I'm saying you're not burning, so you don't know you're getting as bent as you are.
And that's what I was about to say. Right? When you get in those exclusive bottles, when you doing certain things. I could drink my Hennessy, but I'm a Remy kind of guy.
Grand Cru.
But when I first hit a bottle of Remy XO, when I tell you, I thought it was like almost drinking water.
Yeah.
And I would just stand up. I couldn't feel my legs. I said, "Oh."
Hey, Remy is nothing to sneeze at, man. For somebody who's not really a drinker, that Remy is pretty strong, man. It'll put some hair on your chest. You take a shot of that and drink something else, I guarantee you could drink 2 beers after taking a shot of Remy, and that shit gonna heat you up.
Yo, and for real, I tell you, and I was at my father's house. Shout out to my pop. And I was there with his old lady.
Yeah.
And we sitting there, we just chopping it up in the kitchen. And she went and grabbed a bottle of Remy XO. We finished the bottle. We finished it. My father was like, "Y'all drank? Y'all opened the bottle and finished it? Like, what are you, crazy?"
Couldn't save me a shot of nothing.
Yo, but the crazy part was, I thought I could do anything. Yeah. She was good, and we drank the same amount. I couldn't feel my legs. I said, whoa. I made it to the bathroom, and then ended up on the bed for the next like 8 hours because I couldn't even move nowhere. But man, when you drink that good liquor, you don't drink it like the cheap liquor. Don't do it.
No, definitely not. The cheap liquor will have you slumped up against your front door with the keys in the lock, and you ain't even turned the damn key to go in the door. You wake up outside the door, slumped with the key in the door. Don't even know how you got there. I've been there. You feel me? I've woken up in my room, laid out on the bed, fully clothed, with my boots still on and everything, with my damn jeans pulled all the way down to my ankles. I started to get undressed, and I just said fuck it and fell out right there.
It was like, this thing happened.
That kind of bet. Like, you just, as soon as you hit one speed bump, you're done. Just like, you know what I mean? So, you got to be responsible.
Stay away from E&J. Don't go to E&J. Easy Jesus.
It's Easy Jesus, Irk and Jerk. Hey.
For real. But
do it to you.
Shout out to all that. So, it's at we at the quarter mark. So let's get into the hip hop news for the week.
Let's do it.
Go, y'all. On the spot.
Only on one
So it's kind of funny that we was talking about Remy Ma earlier because Remy Ma was receiving some backlash recently over a statement that she made about Doja Cat. And those of y'all that know me know once upon a time I was a big Doja Cat fan. Oh, huge, humongous. But some recent developments, some character traits that were exposed kind of swayed my opinion. And, let's just say she's not number one on my top 10 anymore. But anyway, be that as it may, she made the statement that Doja Cat is not a rapper. Now, I mean, I personally agree with Remy Ma. Doja Cat is not a rapper. The only reason they continue to put her in the rapper category is because, and I don't want to call it cultural appropriation, but she is uh always quick to put, somebody that's a little darker in there that, is connected to the culture, as far as collabs. I think one video she had what's my girl name? She had Tiana Taylor in one video, so all of these little things just, it's like she's borrowing from the culture in order to, blow her up, make her more popular. But she would never admit that her daddy, who's African, is actually her daddy. But that's another story. Shouts out to Drake for donating $1 million to LeBron James's school. And he started. I don't know the details of that. I was just reading something about that recently. But whenever our people contribute to any of the systems that we need in our community, man, it's always a beautiful thing, man. So shouts out to Drake. Drake is known for letting off some change for a good cause. Y'all remember the God's Plan video when he was giving away all the money. So yeah, man, shouts out to Drizzy, holding it down for the light skinned brothers.
heard?
Yeah, so let me see. So Jay Prince is calling on Drake also, in addition to Nicki Minaj. Um, who else? Who else? I was just looking at that. Hang on a second. Let me pull it up here. The Weeknd. I think I told y'all last week that Quavo was talking about he was going to be on board. They're all trying to be involved with this concert on the same night as the live broadcast of the Grammys as a direct boycott to just kind of show the Grammys that, hip hop is the dominant genre and, the number one selling genre in music. And just to make a point, because it seems like we've always got to go the extra mile to be recognized by some of these institutions. And that's that's going to segue it back around to the smack heard around the world that is as it's been described. I mean, unless you've been uh,
Under
out
your
of the
rock.
country or in a cave somewhere, and you don't have a phone that has Instagram and you haven't seen the memes at the Oscars. Will Smith took it upon himself to put hands on Chris Rock after he made a joke about Will Smith's wife. Now, for those of you who don't know the details, let me break it down for you.
Pew, pew,
I
pew,
think
pew.
I think the year was 2016 when Chris Rock was hosting, and he made a joke about uh, Will's wife, Jada Pinkett, not being invited to the Oscars, and she was not coming. She was boycotting the Oscars that year, but he made a joke about her not even being invited to the Oscars. And I think that's kind of where the animosity started between them, if any exists. This is just speculation. So now fast forward to was Oscar Sunday or Monday? I
Sunday,
forget
Sunday.
the day. Sunday. So fast forward to last Sunday. He makes a reference to the movie G.I. Jane because Jada has a close crop hairstyle. Now, for those of you who've ever seen G.I. Jane, G.I. Jane is not a bad movie. G.I. Jane was kind of hard, if you ask me. Demi Moore was, doing her thing back then.
Yeah.
She was kind of like the hero, if you ask me. So I don't think the movie
It was a
reference I don't think the movie reference was bad. I think it was because in the movie Demi Moore shaved her head bald to um sort of kind of like fit in with
It
the
was
rest of
more of a
the
fit in kind of thing.
yeah, more of a fit in kind of thing with the rest of the platoon that she was in. She was trying to prove herself. So um Chris made a reference to that. And at first it looked like everything was all right because Will seemed to be laughing at the joke. Well, Vivica didn't. I'm Vivica. Wow, didn't seem to. Jada didn't seem too happy about that. You know, the look on her face was definitely not
It was a
jovial,
problem.
jovial at all. Right? Exactly. She
It
was a
was
little
a problem.
pissed. Yeah. So from between the time it took to pan the camera to Will and see him laughing, and then pan the camera back up on stage to Chris Rock, where he was still giving his commentary, all of 2 seconds, maybe three, right? But in that time, something changed Will's face from the laughter that he had when he heard the joke to him walking up on stage and striking Chris Rock in front of everybody on the world. I mean, probably on the biggest night in Hollywood, live television in front of all of their, um, executives and fellow actors in the game and stuff like that. I mean, just embarrassing, B. Just I don't want to say some nigga shit, but just some nigga shit. You feel me? And then we also got to keep in mind that I think the brother Will Packer was directing this Oscars that night,
Mhm.
right? If I recall, I think so. So it was just a lot going on. It was a very big night for everybody with some melanin. So it was just a stain on the evening, man, because not only did Will win for best actor, he became the star of every meme and every comedian's monologue from that point on. I mean, I think that's all I've been hearing about this week is everybody's commentary about the slap. You feel me?
Because there's no other way to really look at it. So
Yeah.
I just want to give my insight on it a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's had mixed opinions. Some people are in support of Will, saying he stood up for his wife. Some people are saying it was a disgrace and it was something that he should be held accountable for, and maybe even possibly have his trophy taken away for. But go ahead, P Money. What's your thoughts on it?
But the crazy part is that boom. There was probably like you said, it was a second or panning from Will and Jada.
2 or 3 seconds tops. Tops.
Right, all right, whatever. However long it was, right?
Yeah.
But I saw her face
Right.
because they showed it. But
Yep. Yep.
this is this cinematic thing. We could
And
put
she
these
and
things.
she wasn't laughing.
She wasn't laughing. She was mad as fuck. Her eyes rolled like she saw it through out the back of her head.
Mm.
Like she was like, she did one of those, head to the side. I was like, oh shit, she mad, right? We all know when a black woman get mad when she do one of those, everybody in trouble.
She gave him that side
But,
eye.
right. So I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know if it had. And what's old boy name? The one that she was messing around with that Will took in that was piping.
August Alsina. August
Right,
Alsina.
right. So to me, at that point, Will was like, "Yo, I gotta do something because she gonna find another August." So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up on this stage and act retarded right now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw the Philly out there. I'm gonna do the Philly, but you came up on a New York nigga
Yeah. Yeah.
and you slapped him. And he was like, "Yo, I'm about to wash you, Will."
Yeah.
But he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna hold this red envelope in this one hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna act like this didn't happen, but I'm gonna see you."
Yeah.
That's what it was. But we all know that when it comes to that, we can't show our asses on stage like
Yeah.
that in front of them,
Chris was thinking
right?
about the bag, definitely. Definitely was thinking about the bag.
right? Because a lot of things could have been taken away. Even them talking about how Will could lose his Oscar. He didn't lose his. If what happened that night has nothing to do with what he did
What he did to win, right? That's right.
to win.
Yeah,
So there's no reason why that should even be in effect,
yeah,
right? No reason.
yeah,
There's no reason whatsoever. But unfortunately, and I hate to say this, for us to even be on that stage in those points,
yeah.
we have to do things, right? We're talking about Holly Berry. We're talking about
Denzel Washington,
Denzel Washington,
whom
right?
whom whom Will Smith beat that night out for that award. Also, he was also nominated. Big thing.
Right. Like, and if we go back and just a little bit of hip hop history, right? When we go back to Jada Kiss's
Uh-huh.
why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when we sit there and we think about these things, this is what it is. Now, the reason why I say this whole situation is staged is because Bel Air on Peacock, which
Uh-huh.
I think I want to say it's ABC. I want to say Peacock is owned by ABC.
Okay.
Um, you got the Bel Air series going on.
Right.
So maybe the ratings might not be where they need to be. So this is something that was staged, and there's a lot of people that are gonna get a bag behind it because there's a lot of situations where they changed the whole Fresh Prince of Bel Air into Bel Air, and Will probably had to do something. But
Well,
again,
I don't know. I don't know about that correlation because I would think that he would have to do something more related to the series itself than if he was trying to big up draw attention to the series. I think it might be if it was staged, which in my opinion I don't think it was, but if it was staged, I think it would be to uh draw more attention and more viewers to the actual Oscar ceremony because that's shit has always been a snooze fest. People don't really tune in for the Oscars. They just kind of hear about it the next day. Oh, such and such won the best actor or this or that or. So I think it would have been a plan to do that. But I will say this, and shout out to Corey Holcomb because I believe I heard Corey Holcomb say this also on his show on the 5150 show. He said, if it was done as a stunt, like if it was staged, he says then that was some ignorant ass shit to do. He said for a brother to be in charge of the production that night and for you to pull a stunt like that just to draw eyes to it and turn the Oscar awards into the 99 Source Awards is disgraceful. It's disgraceful. And he's 100% right if it was staged because that means that we came up with that. You know what I mean? That means somebody wrote that joke intentionally to get that response, and you know what I mean, in order to draw out viewership. I mean, that's corny. That's corny. But no, I really don't. I don't think it was staged because I thought all right. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I thought it was staged up until the point where Will sat back down and started yelling. You know what I mean? Because when he initially after he slapped him, it seemed to me like Chris was like, wow, but almost kind of like laughing and it seemed like he kind of leaned forward to accept the slap also initially. And then Will had kind of a smirk on his face as he was walking away. So that kind of made me think it was staged. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers is just doing shit for ratings and but then when he sat down, it's like all of that was out the window. He had the real face on. He was, yelling, being real mad niggerish. And that's the part when I was like, oh, okay, even the crowd was like, oh, like, oh, like if you look behind Will, what's her girl and Peter Nyong'o, she was sitting right behind him when he said it. She was like, oh, like, oh, damn, this shit is real. Like these motherfuckers ain't playing.
keep
Niggas is
my
wilding
name
up in
out,
here.
my wife's
Yeah,
name out your fucking mouth. It was
yeah,
like,
but I think the funniest thing besides the memes that I've been seeing, and shouts out to y'all, and in the internet land, man, that's coming up with some of these memes. Man, I've seen some good ones, boy, and I've heard some good jokes. Somebody said something about yeah, oh, damn. I want to give the comedian his props. Some comedian I just heard. He said, "Yeah, he left Fresh Prince across his face." I said, "Damn."
Yo, but there was one that I seen that I had to repost because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
And it's one of these things that it was Fresh Prince clips in the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah,
You got one little fight, and if you remember the intro to Fresh Prince of Bel Air, right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
got one little fight, and your mom's got scared. She said you shouldn't slap Chris Rock
Uh-huh.
because your wife got no hair, bro.
Oh
I
man.
was I couldn't like it was the Fresh Prince,
Yeah,
wait, back wait,
yeah,
like they looking at you. Then and it's the mother pick,
yeah.
and then they show him slapping Chris Rock. I was
Man,
like, bro,
I've seen
I said,
one. I seen one when he was. They was like Will Smith, the new Avenger, and he comes and slaps Thanos. Oh man, dog! Like, yo, just shouts out to everybody, all the content creators, man, everybody who takes the time to come up with these things, man. Y'all, shouts out to y'all, man, for real, because it's so entertaining. But it's just it's a shame that that is gonna be the thing that overshadows everything that happened that night, because a lot of things went on that evening that should be celebrated. Of course, Questlove also won an Oscar for his work. I don't personally like Questlove. Fuck Questlove, actually. That's right. I said it. You know what I mean? And that's no slight to Philly. I love y'all Philly people, but I just don't rock with Questlove. Fuck him. Anyways, but salute to him because he did win an Oscar. Um, yeah, just it's just gonna be a shame, man. That's gonna be the talk. And then next year, they're gonna have security there. They're gonna have all of us sitting in one section. They probably gonna have, extra bouncers and whatnot at the door. It's gonna be crazy, man.
it's weird though. Like, but
Oh, and all of the white celebs that have come out and had bad things to say about Will Smith. I'm peeping you out, Jim Carrey. I'm peeping you out. Who was the other one? There was another white. I think Joe Rogan said something about him. Who else? Who else? Who else? I forget. And
Joe,
Gail King once again. And Gail King once again going to somebody white for commentary about some black shit.
uh, you know, the sad part is that the way this media thing is, and being in it and
Yeah,
understanding how, right, we create better content than them all day, every day.
of
They
course
put
they
us
get it
in
from us.
space, right? The lack of melanin. I don't know what it is, but for some reason they lack creativity.
Mm,
So they receive creativity from us.
yeah,
We've created way more things that they can even fathom. Right? Like it's not even one of those things where, and I probably said that wrong. Fathom, phantom,
yeah.
fathom.
Fathom, you got it. You right.
Right? So I got those. Hold up. You see this? This is my vape. Hold up. Mm. I had to throw it at the producer over there in the corner
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because we had this conversation before. And she's like,
yeah.
So, but anyway, um, it's like when we sit there and we go through history, we never get the credit that we supposed to get based on what we create and what we do. You know, and these award shows, but we're able to be on these platforms because they need the ratings. They want to
That's right.
be where they are, and they want to do these things, and they need to do it. That,
That's
that
right.
Will Smith has been in the game since he was probably a teenager. Like
18,
honestly,
19. Yep.
18, 19. Will
Yep.
Smith has never stepped out of pocket. Never,
Right.
ever. But he stepped out of pocket this particular day.
Oh boy,
I
did
don't
he.
know if it had anything to do with his wife sleeping with August or whatever. Oh,
Oh,
but
oh, and real quick, you know what August's response was after the slap? He's all about peace. His comment was like, "Yeah, man, peace. We need to spread peace. Yeah, because he like, damn. I hope that motherfucker don't keep that same energy."
now, yo, but for real, if you a dude from New York or even a dude from Philly, that slap that Will gave wasn't
Yeah.
a New York or Philly slap anyway. That
No,
was
no, it was.
nah,
Let me
that
tell you.
you don't come from down here. You come from up here.
Yeah,
Bow,
yeah, no
you
doubt,
bring
no
it
doubt.
down. You don't come from the bottom.
And Chris Rock ate that and he kept going. You know what I'm saying? He kept it professional. He was thinking about the bag. He wasn't gonna get um himself thrown out of there, for tussling with Will on stage. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know, Chris got roughed up a lot on the come up when he was trying to get his grind on. I think he just made a statement in an interview when he said that he had got the last time he had got robbed was like the first week he started Saturday Night Live or something like that. So, you know, even after he got quote unquote famous, you know what I'm saying, he was still having problems in the hood. But I mean, shouts out the best style, you know what I mean? That's what it is. It's a little living in the style.
Gang, gang,
Uh
gang.
yeah, you gotta
New
be on point, you know what I'm saying? Head gotta be on a swivel at all times. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how it used to be. Um, it's so gentrified right now that, you got women walking you got white women walking poodles through Fort Greene Park at 11:30 at night, but that's another story. So yeah, Chris has had trials and tribulations and turmoil growing up. So, I'm not saying he's unfamiliar with being slapped. Um, so I just hope that they can get past this as individuals. I heard that they've had a talk behind the scenes. I don't know how true that is. I know his brother is not too happy. He's talking about his on site when he sees Will Smith. Tony Rock, Chris's brother, Tony Rock.
But the crazy part is you ain't even gonna get close enough to Will Smith
Yeah,
to
that's
be
true
able to
too. That's very true. So he can say that
call
all he wants to, actually. Yeah, that's
it,
not happening.
but it's not.
Yeah, but it's just you see two guys that are, sort of like icons in our community and, in our culture, having differences like that when it should have been handled a whole different way. Now, the big thing was people were saying that who was more wrong? Was it Will for actually going up and slapping him, or was it Chris Rock for actually making the joke about Jada in the first place? Now, a lot of people, including myself, did not know that Jada Pinkett had alopecia. You know what I'm saying?
And I
Which is
didn't know
right, which is for those that don't know, it's immune deficiency, um,
autoimmune.
autoimmune deficiency, the disease that affects the hair, that makes your hair fall out, or sometimes makes your hair, be patchy, or whatever the case may be. So, uh, if I didn't know that, hey, who's to say Chris Rock knew that himself when he made the joke? And I'm quite sure if he knew that, he wouldn't have made that joke. I'm quite sure he wouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? He's a smart guy. He's been around. I've never heard or seen him do anything malicious, to hurt somebody's feelings intentionally. Of course, he's a comedian and he's going to make jokes about people, but that's par for the course, you know? And I heard another. I got to go back to Corey Holcomb again. He said, I think almost the funniest shit that I heard said. He said, if you're gonna sit front row with a bald head bitch, he said a comedian can't not say anything. He said that's impossible. So right away, right off top, you gotta have some kind of expectation of a couple jokes might be flying my way or our way, and be prepared for it. You know? Now, I think like other people were saying, if it had been The Rock up there, or somebody built like Terry Crews or something like that, Will wouldn't have been so quick to go up there and try to slap them.
Nah,
But
because
you're gonna go pick on Chris Rock.
Will would have caught a body. Will would have been the body. Like
Yeah,
he would have been the body. He would
yeah.
have came up there, did some flagrant shit like that, and caught
He'd
him.
have caught the wrong one on the right day. Shit, even
Yeah,
Dave Chappelle done put on a bit of muscle since he left and came back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that would have went down if Dave Chappelle was up there.
Dave Chappelle. Yo, and we talking about, and when we talking about the roles that they put us in, right? Now, when we look at Chris Rock, right? You
Yeah,
know, for people that really have watched Chris Rock's career, right? Chris Rock, it doesn't matter how much great he's done.
yeah.
We always remember him as Pookie.
Oh yeah, always. Never forget
Pookie
that.
from Jack City. So we always look at him in a way which is messed up. It shouldn't be that way. Chris Rock has done a lot of things. Chris Rock was running for president
He
in a
was
movie,
motherfucking. He was motherfucking Pootie Tang.
right? Like there's so much stuff, but we always look at each other for our lowest, right? Or what we perceive as the lowest character that we ever played. So,
Yeah,
you know, he's always going to be Pookie from Jack City.
yeah. But the silver lining in the cloud of this whole thing is that um the ticket prices for all of Chris Rock's upcoming events, his concerts, stand up concert, are selling out and going through the roof. So that's a good thing.
But I could tell you the ratings on Bel Air on Peacock,
Oh yeah, they definitely will go up because people's going to be curious.
right? And the way they displayed that story, Will Smith was a gangster busting guns in the head before
Okay.
he ended up in Bel Air, and that's just what it is. Like, but it's crazy how they put us on Front Street like that, but they don't put themselves on Front Street like
Nah, you won't see that. You won't see that.
that. And if you sit there and you watch the dropout on Hulu, because you always know I got that watch for you, right? Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that was dumped into a company that was fraudulently doing stuff. And they made a whole movie about the chick. And she's still making money after the fact, after she fraudulently did what she did. So look at the dropout. Went to I forgot what school it was. I want to say Stanford. It probably wasn't, or whatever. Sit there and bamboozle tons of people. So a lot of that drop of blood to for diabetics to be able to test their blood sugar and things like that. She came up with a concept to be able to test for a lot of things, but never was able to get it to work. And then she got Walgreens and all these people involved. But it was because her skin tone was extra transparent
Uh huh.
and her eyes was probably green or blue. I don't recall. She dropped out of college, but people was giving her millions and millions and millions of dollars just because she said something and couldn't even prove it. And her downfall came because everybody was like, "You just shift us around when we figure out what you're doing." Weird as shit. So check out the dropout on Hulu. It's something that will open your eyes up to a lot of things that is a lot different from what you even know. So we at the top of the hour. What we're going to do is we're going to get into this top five of the week. You heard? So
And y'all make
you're
sure
ready.
y'all look out for that new Omicron variant. It's called BA.2 or BA.2, I guess. It's the new lead in the COVID-19. They're saying it's more contagious, but it's less I guess, fatal or less likely to land you in the hospital. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. I don't know how you could look for it, but it's out there. Damn it, just be on point. Anyway.
Yo, it's the
studio laxing. You don't know D, you don't truly know action. Movie pro, motherfuckers booty hole captains. I'm a different type, nothing like these fruity hoes rapping. Late night, I'm in my Louis robe laughing. Think about you lame fucks, never one to change up. I waited for the sun, cause the rain sucks. Now I write a verse and record it just to make bucks. You could never see me flip or flop. I keep a blick that I ain't got a grip to pop. Plus the crew here, we waiting for your click to stop. We done more, word to mother, yo, we risked a lot. Dutch masters and crushed grapes get duct taped. Pulling up, you'll get bucked down for paying us late. Up, wait, need to build the trust and that we cupcakes. I make my own path cause I don't trust fate.
You're nobody till you catch a body. Black mask on, it's a robbery. Cocaine sales in the lobby. You're nobody till you catch a body. You're nobody till you catch a body. Black mask on, it's a robbery. Yeah, Chrome 38, it's a homie. Look, you're nobody till you. Look, you're nobody till you. Look. Back and forth with my bitch, it got me long-winded, light-skinned tendencies. Rap just like I'm dark-skinned, they play the blade, they know that I'm playing made. We all did it, memories with 223s, nigga, they all vivid.
I'm not the one, but I'm the one. All around the globe, they know I'm a don. I didn't even need to reply. I was just bored, I wanted some fun. I had to do this, maybe for rum. Won't take it out for a gal, are you dumb? You brought it all on yourself, you're a punk. Said it for me, now you couldn't have done. You don't want smoke, I'll keep you blunt. Look, it's a publicity stunt. Trying to make it seem like it's cause of my video when it's been 1 year and 9 months. Huh? Something don't add up. Trying to use my name for your new stuff? Wanna play my games, get you nuts? What are you tap? Good, are you strong? You don't want that, you don't want none. Wicked and bad. Spin them and gone, hit her with facts, leaving them stunned. Punch my bang, giving them tongues. Just had to hit her with the birthday beats. Going up and it's mad that the wordplay beat. I got drip like a mermaid seed. On a fierce is dry now, look at her grey knees.
They off for 30 years, I beat it on a loophole. 2 days later, nigga put up in a two-tone. Got bitches sleeping on the floor like it's a group home. The only question I can see is where your moves on. Got them taking off their clothes like it's the Luke show. I'm the new king of Miami, even Luke know. I got a mansion on the beach, I'm talking two-fold. And my new bitch of the week, I call her Deep Throat. Deep Throat, yeah, she got a deep throat. Babe sweat, sending chemists with the kilos. Drop the top and all the hosts to hyperventilate. I gave them big and then they all just turned to mental patients. Give them thirsty fences under different circumstances. Uber to a harbor, go and get some person Spanish. You got a dope boy, you better live with it.
I know it's a good chance I'ma never make it out. I declined a couple dates, streets was trying to take me out. You was eating at Pat's, we was really staking out. I even tried to be proactive, but I wasn't breaking out. I told the plug you like fam, but you know we gotta weigh it out. Oh, you don't got your scale? Fuck it, we gon' wait it out. This little you niggas tried to fake me out, but a hater can't take me out. I'm still on the paper route. Youngin' said I'm done buying perks, they 75. A bag of dope costs 15 and better to hide. I'm from Philly, you want bitches, you better be fly. Either you got a dirt bike or something you ride. They sold a pack of seeds and an entourage. Since then they killed the whole fucking entourage. Grew up in violence every day, another homicide. I keep
Yes, sir.
Yo, when we back, y'all. We back. We here. We doing what we do. You already know. It's the spot.
So crazy ass Florida is at it again. Old Ron DeSantis signed the Don't Say Gay bill into law.
So what does that actually mean?
So it's like he says, let me get this right. I'm reading this here. He says it so parents can send their kids to school to get an education out of indoctrination. Shouts out to the Shade Room. It states that classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may occur in kindergarten through third grade or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students by state standards. So in other words, you can't teach gender identity to young kids. You know what I'm saying, in the schools now. Really, I'm not aware that that's a thing that anyway. You feel what I'm saying? But these are the games that they play. You know, just like they're after CRT. You know what I'm saying? And they want to ban that from being taught in the schools, but it's not being taught in the schools. You see? But this is how they sneak the bullshit legislation and make it law. They come up with these laws and they have other things attached to them. You feel me? And that's how they concoct the plan and make the schemes and everything work in their favor. Because, we thinking, oh, it's not taught in the schools anyway. Yeah, go ahead. All right, go ahead. Take your bill. And then you get some, in the fine print, there's some other shit that, you didn't even know about. That's how they do it,
Yeah.
man. So this is just another scheme to get some BS legislation in there, and so that they can have their hands in the pot just a little bit more over to control over the people, man. It's all about control of information and control of the money. The money all boils down to the money.
Yeah, it's wild crazy because the stuff they talking about. This is not stuff that they're not talking about these things outright. We're talking about history and things that might have happened. But for whatever reason, it's this inclusion process, right? And including all these different groups. I understand it, I get it. But then you're still controlling the narrative. You're controlling the narrative to the point where we can educate. We want to talk about history, but you're dictating what history we're going to talk about.
Exactly.
Which has been the thing that they have been doing for a very, very long time. I think if we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about in schools and educate our children, we need to talk about it all and not just what you want us to hear.
They're so afraid. They're so afraid of the truth coming out that they gotta try and cloak it and hide it and sweep it under the rug as much as possible.
And you know what they're so fearful of, right? Because for us, it wasn't a thing of homeschool, right? We didn't even know how to freaking do it at one point. But if you really think back and really just think about the situation, we wasn't even allowed to read.
Exactly.
Like if you was somebody, if you was an educated Negro, you was going to get whipped and made an example of,
Might
right?
get killed. Might get killed.
Right behind the whole.
And sad thing is, P Money, that's an important point that you brought up. It could be the reason why these days, you know what I'm saying, modern day brother is so reluctant to go read now the way that we should. It could be stemming from the point in time when we were not allowed to read. You know, not saying that that's the cause, but I mean, who's to say, man? We ain't been out of slavery longer than we was in slavery. You feel me?
Right, and when we sit there and we talk about it, right? When it comes to military individuals and things like that, right? We don't control the military. That's the government and everything that happens going on, right? PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, right? We have PTSD for over 400, 500 years.
Absolutely.
Right?
So absolutely.
When we sit there and we talk about hip hop and somebody says, like, nah, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book. Like, it's real talk. Like, it's real. Understand where it's coming from. Because we wasn't allowed to read. Then we had the house niggas, we had the field niggas. Like, and it's just being honest. I don't want nobody to take offense to what is being said, but this is real.
It's real. This is the part that they don't want you to know.
Right. So how do we sit there and we act like that didn't exist? Right. Just like you said, reparations only going to, they talking about reparations being paid to, the slaves that were there during the 1900s or whatever and things like that. Yo, bro,
this is California talking about paying reparations to people who are And once again, I got to shout out the Shade Room for the info. A task force was formulated to help study and calculate reparations, right? So what they came up with is they want to they want to give reparations to those black people who are, now you ready for all of this, descendants of enslaved and free black people who were in the US during the 19th century will be eligible for state compensation. Now get this. California really didn't have like, there was no, it was really not, the slavery wasn't a big thing out there. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but B, you're talking
Yo,
about you're talking about genealogy. You know, listen, we got to go straight to the South. You feel me? That's where the concentrate. We can go to Cuba. You feel me? But California. Let me see. Let me say it says right here. Yeah, California did not have slaves and should not be studying or paying reparations. This came from the Secretary of State. Excuse me.
but
So
when you think
how they
about
gonna
it, right,
set the trend for paying reparations when it wasn't even nothing, that wasn't even going on there like that?
because to get to California is a lot further from Africa
Man,
than it is. but,
man.
but this is where
Once again, people, it's like we just finished saying, bullshit legislation that on the surface means nothing, but on the inside, you know what I'm saying, the nooks and the crannies of it, there's probably something in there that's going to help them in the long run, and they sign that in the law right
right,
along with this. You feel me?
and we all know when you sit there, and before I even get into what I'm about to say, this is one of those situations that is furthest from the truth, and furthest from the truth geologically, right?
Yeah.
Furthest from the truth, right? The Mayflower and all those motherfuckers came, they went from this point to the right, depending on, or to the left. They went to the left on the globe, ended up in the south, in all these places, right? We had civil wars based
They
on
ended
this,
up in the
right?
Caribbean. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. You want to erase history, but then you want to talk about California. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
going from Africa around Europe and all that to get to America. You going to take the shortest path, least resistance. Boom.
Right.
That's how y'all ended up here. Y'all did what y'all was going to do. Y'all thought y'all found some shit. But if we look at the judicial system, right? Once we have that one situation that is signed in, right? It's now that's the reference point to everything that happens after.
Mm-hmm.
So California did it first, right? Texas is going to do it next. Then
Mm-hmm.
we going to go to Wisconsin or whatever else, and this, that, and the third. We all know that the majority of the people that were brought here in California weren't African. They were Mexican. We brought them up from down below. We brought them up this way, South America into North America. That's how it was. We probably stole some motherfuckers from Canada, brought them down. But when it comes to the East Coast, all what they did came from Africa. Like, and that's just what it is. But stop trying to paint a picture with different colors when we already know what those colors are.
And I don't think, honestly, I don't even think that reparations should be a thing where it's like, okay, everybody black that in this area, they're going to get a check or whatever. Shouldn't be monetary, because all niggas going to do is go throw that money right back to, some white person that owns some shit, be it Mercedes, be it uh, Prada or Balenciaga, or you know what I'm saying, one of these places like that. It's going to go right back to them. So it's got to be something that's systemic, number one, and it's got to be something that's going to benefit our people for years to come. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to pay for college tuition, or no black people got to pay taxes, or I'm just thinking out loud, what anything could be, something to that effect, something long lasting and systemic that's going to keep going, because it's very easy to just throw money at the situation and call it fixed. It's never going to be fixed the way that it should be, but there can be steps that are taken to try to make it look like um, steps are being taken to justify the wrong. I mean, you can never fully do it, but at least make it look like something. Like you're really trying to help, not some bullshit holiday, or some kind of appointing of a black person to some kind of high position job, or a position. We don't care about none of that. Everybody got open off of Obama being the president, but then what do we get? You're still in the same damn boat we was in before. You feel me? So appointing somebody means nothing. A holiday means nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's got to be systemic, and it's got to be long lasting, man. It's got to help generations of our people. That's the way you fix it. That's real reparations.
Right. Fix it. Being equal as human beings, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what our skin tone is, where we was born in, or ancestries come from. It has to do a lot with us just being human beings, right? The easiest way, and I tell you all, I say this all the time. I'm not even going to bullshit. We sit there and we look at the lesser, right? Because we're divided in so many different ways that white, black, brown, yellow, and this, that, and the third. However they put us on that scale. We as individuals, as brown people, and as black people, we're the majority, not the minority, but we control the least. It is because they have been able to dictate the narrative like they're doing now with the way we educate our children in school. And we have to change that all the way. But until that actually happens, right, there's no way to sit there. We celebrate those small steps. It has nothing to do with the big steps or the movement. But we're good if we get Obama, like you said, we had Obama in office. Everybody was all happy. Oh, black.
It's a token. It's just a token.
Right.
And we satisfied with tokens.
Right. And it's like, oh, we had a black president. This is something that we could talk to our kids about. Or if they was around and they was able to see it, it's like, look, you saw somebody that was the president that looked like us. Right. It only happened one time ever in history. Right. But they make sure that no matter every time after that, and if we look at after Obama, the people that are similar that we can relate to are not holding that seat ever. The vice president, oh, we're gonna put you in Congress, we're gonna put you on this, we're gonna do that. It doesn't matter how qualified you are, it's your skin tone negates every qualification that you have, because we can't let you hold office in that way anymore.
Well, the money, it's all about the money, and our community has been reluctant thus far to accumulate a bag and put it behind a politician in order to get what we want in our community, and that's how politicians work. That's how politics works. It's a dirty game, and that's what it is. But we have to be mindful that if you control the education of the youth, and that's what they're trying to do right now in our present day, with the whitewashing, the history, and the controlling of the books and everything that the kids are learning from. If you control the education of the youth, then the logical outcome of that is you control the narrative of the future. which is why they're doing what they're trying to do right now. And we're the only group, and I'm talking about black and brown people, who allow our children to be educated by the people who we say are oppressing us in the first place systematically. That being the white women mostly, and some white men. Um, Now, I'm not saying that all white teachers are bad. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all white people are bad. I'm talking about systematically. We're not educating our own children on a systemic level. You know what I mean? You don't see Jewish kids going to regular public school. You don't see Asian kids going to regular, public school. You feel me? They educating their own. We're the only group of people that sends out. You don't see Arab kids too, for the most part, coming to regular public school. You might see one or two slip through the cracks, but for the most part, nah. They in a different kind of school or private school, some kind of institution. You feel me? Meanwhile, we got our kids up in there learning how to be parts of society. You know what I mean? How to work a factory job or a minimum wage job and contribute to society. They say. You feel me? Being conditioned to be a worker instead of being conditioned on how to be a boss. You know?
Right, because we again, when we sit there and we look at the education system, when it comes to that, public schools is not the way that they develop bosses. They develop workers, right? But in order for you to become a boss, you gotta go to Stanford, Harvard, and those type of institutions to be able to be that. Jeff Bezos, we're talking about Mark Zuckerberg. We're talking about these individuals that went to these places that they sat there and they did the most grimiest shit, but they came out on top. They taught them how to be a boss and take from everybody, but they taught us how to work.
Right.
And that is the craziest thing to me, because we sit there and we've been brainwashed as children, and I'm talking about our generation, whereas go to school, get an education, and get a great job.
They did a good job.
Right?
Yeah, a great job. Right.
A good job, great job, or whatever. That's what we tell our kids. We don't know. We don't know anything else, but this is what we were taught. But if we sit there and we look outside the box, like I could tell you, I'm an individual that's unemployable. I
Right.
know that nobody can employ me because I always think outside the box and I always question what you're asking me to do. And I'm like, yo, that don't make any sense.
Right.
All my bosses are always giving me a hard way to go. They like, yo, nigga, we gotta fire you, but we don't even know how we gonna fire you right now because you gonna do some extra shit and you gonna sue us behind some shit because you done write everything down, you done recorded shit, you done did it. I walked around with a fucking voice recorder for 6 years at my job.
Yeah. Just trying to get them caught up.
Uh, Yo, I had a camcorder on top of my toolbox at the shop
Uh.
where I used to go back and watch the shit and be like, yo, why is the service manager, the service director looking
Yeah.
around my shop area where I'm working on cars? Because they was trying to find a way to set me up.
Yeah. That's
But
dirty. That's
I'm
grimy.
unemployable. I'm unemployable.
Yeah.
I definitely am. I'm
Well,
sorry.
some people is born to be workers, and some people is born to be bosses. It is what it is, man. It
Yo,
is what it is. Shouts out to Cannabis, about to come out with a new project with Pete Rock. I think it's going to be an EP called C. So y'all be on the lookout for that. I fucks with Cannabis hard. Pun intended.
yeah. In more than one way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I can tell you, um, one of the most impressive things when it has come to cannabis, the artist, not not the stuff you buy in the bag or get grown from the ground.
Yeah.
When he did that, when he put out that track, when he was rhyming backwards and basically did the alphabet, the whole alphabet thing.
He did the alphabet.
He did.
You sure that wasn't
No, no,
Papoose you thinking about?
no, no, that was Papoose. My bad. That was
Yeah.
Papoose. Cannabis. But
Cannabis did the second round knockout with this in LL.
right, but I'm glad he back because he had bars. He had
Yeah,
bars.
he's a beast.
He came into the game where LL couldn't be touched. There was no cancel culture. It was LL was on top of his game, and not that he's ever fell off his game.
Well, Cannabis is a rhyme animal. You feel me? And LL is a goat. Nothing can be taken away from him. And Cannabis just pretty much, hey, I gotta go. I gotta go at the top. Whoever's at the top, I'm trying to go at his head. That's what that's what you got to do, man, to get your name out there. 50 Cent did the same thing when he came in.
Oh,
How to rob. He talked about everybody on how to rob, but to the point where some people were even wanting to beef with him. You feel me? But it was a smart tactic. It got him noticed, and it got people to listen to him. And look where we at.
But do you think that, and just speaking about that, right? Because has Will Smith ever hosted the Oscars? So do you think that that's one of the reasons why he came at Chris Rock?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. This was the night that Will Smith and anybody in Hollywood, any actor worth his salt, is the most important night of their life, the biggest night of their life that they ever going to have as an actor is to win an Oscar. That's the goal. That's what everybody in that room is there for. So,
and this is the one situation.
Yeah.
That wow, what was it? It was this Serena Williams story, right?
Yeah, the Williams sisters story. How to with the father basically protecting them and telling his story on what he went through trying to get them on and
like that's a story that is monumental.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, man. I mean, salute to black fathers everywhere that are in their kids' lives like that and encouraging them and trying to get them to the next level as far as whatever their passion is, man. Because if that man hadn't have been in them girls' lives like he was, we might not have a Serena Venus Williams. You feel me?
And if you watch the movie and that I know it was King something. Like I know there was King in the title. I don't remember it wholeheartedly. I did watch it. I will tell you, I have nothing but daughters, and I sit there and I push them every day. No matter what it is, I could probably be an asshole. I could probably be a super dick. Raising, what
is it called? Raising Kings?
No.
King Richard. King Richard. That's the name of it.
King Richard.
Yeah.
Right. If you watch the movie, like if you watched it, he stuck to his guns when it came to his daughters, when it came to all the situations, when it came to Serena and Venus.
Yeah.
For them to say we're going to take that away,
yeah,
because of what you did at this moment, that has nothing to do with it. That was a monumental movement. It was a
They can never take it away. He earned it.
But they talk about code of conduct. Y'all niggas do some flagrant shit on the backside anyway. So when you talk about code of conduct only has to deal with what? People that have melanin in their skin.
Well, you know how I go.
Like
how I go. It was a little dark. It was a little dark in there for some of them.
Right. So, but I don't get it. You can't take it away, Will. And Will's been doing what he's been doing for a long time. We talking about iRobot. We talking about I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
We're talking about
all the Men in
Blacks.
Pursuit of Happiness.
All the
Bad Boys.
Did you see the Pursuit of Happiness meme where it was a meme, Pursuit of Happiness. Where Will Smith was standing there and somebody took Chris Rock's head and put it over his son's head and had Chris Rock leaning on Will Smith, talking about In the Pursuit of Happiness. Yo, I was dying. The internet is undefeated, like you say all the time.
I saw some great ones, bro. Like, man, just the creativity of people is amazing, bro. And such timing. Like, I'm talking like the next day I was seeing this stuff. Like, damn, y'all really at home on the computer on it like that.
Yo, you know what? Shout out to all the apps in the App Store allowing y'all to do what y'all do. And if y'all using programs to do this, I'm gonna tell you, I laugh. And not that it's a funny situation.
Yeah.
It's just how quick we're able to do things, adjust and adapt. And us being who we are as people, we adjust and adapt because we've realized that we had to adjust and adapt over time to be where we are today.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So
peace to everybody with a sense of humor too.
Right. And it's all about having a sense of humor. You can't take life serious, man. Every day is a new day. You woke up, there's a new blessing, right? You get a choice and a chance every day you wake up. So just make sure that, you take whatever you see with a grain of salt and you move forward to elevate yourself and the people that are around you. Because otherwise, we're going to sit there and we're going to continue to operate in 400, 500 years of us being held back, us not being where we need to be as individuals.
And make sure before you got to slap somebody, you give them a chance to fix whatever it is they did. You know what I mean? Give them the opportunity at first. And then if they disrespect, then you slap the shit out of them. But give them a chance to fix it first.
And I would tell you, and I talk about this all the time. I was talking to my lady about it the other day. Well, actually, she brought it up because she said, you had this conversation with me many times. And when I saw Will Smith slap Chris Rock, I'd be like, yo, I might get into a situation and I don't think I'm going to win, but I'll slap the shit out of you. Right? Because outside of anything, if Chris Rock decided that he wanted to throw the hands, he might have laid Will out. But nobody would have remembered Will getting laid out. You might have laid Will out, but he still slapped the shit out of you.
Yeah, people are always going to remember that because it's the shock value of it, The best part of the memes that I saw was the reaction of the facial reactions of the people that was present in the room when the shit happened. Like, yo, like The Rock and who else did I see? That Mel Gibson had a good way. He was like, you know what I'm saying? And just if you see the natural reaction of people's faces, bro, it was classic, man. It was classic. Oh man, some people were like appalled, and other people were laughing. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. I don't know. Personally, I don't know in that moment that I could have been as cool as Chris Rock was, man. Definitely got to give him the salute. Definitely got to give him the salute for maintaining his professionalism, for getting through that like a G, and for not pressing charges. He said he's not going to press charges.
Right, because, LAPD came through.
Oh, yeah,
statement, and they was looking to throw some clinks on somebody.
Yeah, the jam Will up, definitely. Yeah, sir, you want to press charges, sir? Did you want to press charges?
And it was,
so shouts out to Chris Rock. I
gotta give it to him. Throughout everything, I gotta shout out Chris Rock. He didn't want to jam his own people up. He took it. He did what he did. There's probably going to be a lot of things that come behind it. Like you said, the ticket price is what, double?
Yeah. Oh yeah. His next show, all his next shows are sold out. Pretty much.
Right. But you already know that there's going to be the commentary based on the whole slap.
Yeah.
he held that red envelope like a G. That's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. He held it and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this. And when he responded after the whole situation happened, it took him a minute to gather
Yeah,
his
yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah, because I think at first he was like, man, I could smack the but then he's like, no, I'm gonna just, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna chill. You know, he turned his head.
Because
He was like, wow. Because that Brooklyn wanted to come out. You see, he had the envelope in his left hand, but that right hand was balled up in a fist right when Will smacked him. Like as soon as he
yo,
smacked him, he was
it
like,
was,
he
it was,
backed back like, man, and he said, wow. That was, he just had to cover it up with the wow, because everybody in Brooklyn especially know when you hear somebody saying wow like that in the street, it's one or two things. It's either somebody about to get fucked up or somebody heard something that they know you lying about, which could
yo,
lead to somebody getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
yo,
Usually it's somebody baby mother like, for real, wow. You know what I'm saying? Then, it's some next shit. But then if it's a dude saying that, it's about to go down.
yo, but for real, he would, and we all know, Will Smith and Chris Rock, the OGs. So they probably what 50, 55, somewhere around there, right? So we talking about Street Fighter days.
Yeah.
Oh, when he had his fist balled up, to me that looked like an all you can from Street Fighter. Like he was going to hit him with the Ken or the Raul. Like it was going to be one of those things. Will would have fell off the stage. The way he had his hand down,
Yeah.
Will would have levitated and fell. And it don't even matter. So shout out to them.
Man, my goodness.
Hopefully we never see nothing like this in history again, because we continue to lose our platforms where it represents us. And then when we on these other platforms that are supposed to
finally
not,
giving us some representation, and then we do this shit.
then we fuck it up all the way. Because not for nothing, BET Awards, there was a lot of shit that went on, but the shit was never on camera. Never on camera. There's a lot of backstage shit and whatever, like people rushing the stage and all that. But before it got acquired by the individuals that own it now,
yeah,
it's a lot different. It's a lot different. But ratings are going up. It's the chase for ratings and for people to watch.
Yeah.
And we all know after that whole situation, Hulu got the whole Oscar joint up there so you could rewatch it 1,000 times. People probably forwarding it to just see the slap.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. And this is the crazy thing. They're going to tune in next year looking for somebody else to get slapped.
Right. It's the crazy thing. I don't know what happened to, I guess, I reached out to the publicist, and she don't know what's going on.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time. These things happen, man. These artists are busy people doing what they do, man. So sometimes there's schedule conflictions, there's travel things going on, there's life in general. So we don't hold it against nobody, for missing the interview. It does happen. And we just try to reschedule and get them to come on another time.
All right, so
no.
Yeah, so what
you can still play. I guess you can still play the videos though. Or one if you want. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
at least give them a little dose for the people that tuned in, looking for the interview.
All right, hold up. Let me find it.
A man, Supreme Magnetic.
Supreme Magnetic, and he got the joint with your boy Billy Dan.
Just dropped this week.
Just dropped 5 days ago, right?
5 days ago, fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, hold up. Trying to pull it up.
Nah, I can give you some niggas down in DC though, 14th and Kennedy. I ain't getting you nobody from Brooklyn. Cause when I come home, still gonna be the king.
Oh, what up?
Divine seeds to Medina. Felonies, no misdemeanors, young. Fluid finish on the room, used with intelligence. Pressure five on the same color as pelicans. Thoroughness of Northwest, blessing my thymus. Speed the feast, power with the feast, beat is timing. Rhyming in the corridor of clear annex. MOP second album came inside a package. Snapping off half the magazine, close distance. Trickle 6 pounds overcame resistance. Situational awareness, I bear this with hammers. Beast World grade 990 New Balancer. Cancer, birth effects, and other reproductive harm. Harness on my mind and the fire from my arm. God of my own destiny, testing me, I will kill you. Knowledge of apology and bullets that I want you to fill you up with ammunition to you leave your body. Dumb methodically, the base layer was mahogany. Radiated energy, 380 calibration. Gold herders and murderers, trained in isolation. Basically, it's job pre-magnetic in your memory. PMAG, forces the Kennedy Street. Build some, kill some, 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 kill some, kill some.
Yeah, do that again. Do that again. I bet you can't do that again.
No, you fucking with the wrong one. I bet. Hold on.
All right.
How much? $5?
What? $5 less. Right here. Right here.
Easy. Give me my money. Give me my money. Give me my money.
Run it back. Run that back. Run it back. Double or nothing.
Double or nothing?
Double or nothing. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
No. Oh. My money, man. My money. My money, dog.
Let me go to these. Let me sponsor your goddamn fucking paper trash.
So you ain't got no money?
I get it right back to you, dog.
Sure. No money, no food, no water, no fortune cookie here. No, none of that shit.
Hold on, I get it right back to you, dog. Look here, man. I got you, though.
Take your food in, man.
I'm back at him like crack at him in 85. Wide open, open your eyes. See you asking for the real again. You ain't gotta fill me in. Remember our prayers, fill me in. Big homie, rugged like old denim. I'm a rap hard with like venom. Climb with the action at, grew up in the trenches. That's why I action packed. You couldn't imagine that. Matter of fact, I'm hood royalty. You morally confused. The wrong thought of me can land on the news. I'm major, strong dude. I still got a short fuse. Watch how you dudes move and see it as all blue. You really want to mumble, externally loud, internally humble. Welcome to the jungle. MOP, shit, we never fumble. This the hill, foundation will never crumble. Build something, kill something, build something, kill something, build something, kill something, build something. Kill some, build something, 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 kill some, kill some, kill some, kill some.
Yeah.
Everybody from the borough, stand up.
Kill some.
Y'all already know.
Back in the building, you already know. MOP. Billy
MOP
Dan.
for life. Shouts
Right.
out to Billy Dan's and Lil Fame. We're gonna get Lil Fame on here before long.
Yeah, we gonna get them all on here. We gonna figure it out. Just straight hip hop.
For sure,
just
for
what it
sure.
is.
Shouts out to the Gorilla Nims doing his thing heavy. I'm seeing him on everybody's show. Maybe we'll get him on here one day. Shouts out, Brooklyn once again, Coney Island. The whole Bing Bong creator of that.
And shout out to Rampage. This project drops tomorrow. Latest project. We're working on him.
Okay.
Back on here. He got a joint dropping tomorrow. So just look for Rampage.
That's what's up. Oh, the ODB documentary is supposed to be on A&E. I think it's going to be 2 hours. That's for those of you listening, it's supposed to be tonight, March 31st.
Oh, the end of the month.
So y'all make sure y'all check on that. Let me see the time. Don't see a time. So I don't know if it's on right now or if it's going to be on after the show, but y'all can go check A&E at your leisure. It's called Old Dirty Biography, Old Dirty Bastard. That's what it's called.
And shout out to that because we all know ODB had a lot of kids and he was doing what he was doing. I appreciate what has happened, as far as the Wu-Tang movement. And, years and years later, that there's still a way for the artists to recoup,
right?
What they put into the industry. We didn't have that outlet before. Now it's them reinventing themselves and still just telling their story and being able to still maintain that position within the industry and recoup some of the money that was taken from them. We all know that during the infancy of hip hop, we wasn't getting paid what we should have gotten. We was getting cents on the dollar while they was getting dollars on the dollar.
Dollars.
They was getting 99 cents. They was getting $2 on a dollar. Somehow they was able to multiply it, and we was getting 50 cents if we was lucky. So all day, every day. But before we even get into the old school joint of the day and before we get up out of here, I want to play Bag Season by my man Ray Rav.
Yes, sir.
So let's get into that, y'all. Here we go. Because it's the
It's him. It's that It's that bag season, yeah, only baddies allowed. No more holding niggas down, tryna get a lamb, no allowed. It's that bag season, remember when I had 2 cuts in the brows. Now I need that check, and the ice straight for the smile. It's that bag season, yeah, only baddies allowed. No more holding niggas down, tryna get a lamb, no allowed. It's that bag season, remember when I had 2 cuts in the brows. Now I need that check, and the ice straight for the smile. It's that, I'm on a mission, being Louis and Meredith denim. Tryna have my niggas celebrate and take a shot, no longer gotta send them. I got a baddie with me from the hood, every shorty with me, it be hard to get them. You know I got a shot, I got a buy a block, and that's the same name, you better spin them. I need some foreign rips so I can chin them. Straight from the Lambo, I ain't tryna rent them. I hold a grudge, I be having venom. I know the wolves, I ain't tryna send them. I need some lamb chops for the dinner, got some Migos for the bench sprinter. She wanna be with me cause I'm a winner, plus a nigga handsome waves on spinner. I'm never stopping till I'm in the grave. Maybe I'm stuck in my ways, I'm only focused on getting paid, but I want some niggas on the front page. Feeling with hunger, I be spending pain, Jordan in the clutch, ice in my veins. If the fear I'm struggling, I can't have ice in my chain. It's that bag season, yeah, only baddies allowed. No more holding niggas down, tryna get a lamb, no allowed. It's that bag season, remember when I had 2 cuts in the brows. Now I need that check, and the ice straight for the smile. It's that bag season, yeah, only baddies allowed. No more holding niggas down, tryna get a lamb, no allowed. It's that bag season, remember when I had 2 cuts in the brows. Now I need that check, and the ice straight for the smile. It's that
bag season, matter of fact, it's that these hoes mad season. My whole staff eating, same was talking, not in my class even. It's that G, bitches be talking about me, they niggas be ass eating. Look at me, I'm on top of my shit like Bass. I take a shot and I green it. If I say you don't for my nigga, I'm eating. My bank account look like the numbers I'm streaming. I hop out of foreign, they ain't never seen it. I'm speeding.
loud. No more holding niggas down. Trying to get a lamb, no loud. It's that bag season. Remember when I had 2 cuts in the brow? Now I need that check and the ice tray for the smile. It's that bag season. Yeah, any baddies allowed. No more holding niggas down. Trying to get a lamb, no loud. It's that bag season. Remember when I had 2 cuts in the brow? Now I need that check and the ice tray for the smile. It's that.
Yes, sir. Ray Rab and Steph G.
For real, that bag.
That bag season. It's the season for the bag.
Right. And we need to make sure that we stay in tune with that. And today marks 15 days before you need to file your taxes. So you need to figure that out. Because April 15th is the date, right? If I'm not mistaken, April 15th is the deadline to file your taxes in 2022. So
that's right.
Make sure you do that. If you are a boss and you have corporations, March 15th is the actual date. So it's 30 days before you file your actual personal tax. So
and please,
make sure
and please, please don't forget. Please don't forget. That's very important. It's also the first tomorrow, so the rent is due. All you people renting.
The rent is due, and tomorrow is what is that? I was never a big fan of April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow is April Fool's Day.
Right.
I forgot all about that.
Right. So tomorrow is the day that where we talk hella shit. It throw stuff out there.
Somebody might be trying to pull your leg tomorrow. So just make sure you're on point. You prepared for it.
The pulling the leg thing could go extra left real quick.
Yeah, well, depends on what leg they pulling, how they doing the pulling. They pulling, they tugging. What are we doing here?
Yeah, like
all good. You know what I mean? You tell her, get you a cougar. Yeah, lift up the dress. We're mowing the lawn tonight.
Right, like it could be one of those things. So, you know what? Tomorrow could be a real extra day. So just make sure that you really stay in tune and take it for what it is, because tomorrow is April Fool's Day.
That's right. That's right.
Don't hurt nobody. Gang. So you already know, man. Yo, y'all
we gotta hit him with that OG. That mean that
old school. Yeah, we gonna hit him with the old school joint of the day. So we gonna do that at 55. So
okay.
Once it hits that, boom, we gonna hit it, and then we gonna sit there and we gonna take ourselves out.
There it is.
There it is. Because you know what? We G's with it. Yo, how long we been doing this?
Shit, this has been going on 4 years now, no? More than that?
Yeah, 4 years. 4 years. The spot. With the spot, doing what we do, man, and tuned in. Numbers is looking great. Everything is going, and I understand that
they always look better.
Right? No, but when we talk about it, right? We do the live, so understanding that everybody can't tune in when we go live because everybody got life going on.
Right.
But the numbers still go up after. So sitting there watching it and understanding it and seeing what it is, we appreciate everybody that plugs in. Yo, everywhere that the spot was streaming tonight, there was viewers on every single platform.
That's what's up. Salute.
Platform. So we talking about Twitch, we talking about Facebook, we talking about YouTube, we talking about the website. Like it's not even a game.
Well, y'all know we're gonna give y'all an honest perspective on everything that's going on. So I mean, especially with the Oscars thing, they know we definitely gonna give them the insight, the real deal explanation. No additives, no preservatives. We're gonna tell you what it is, and we're gonna snip the fat.
Right, and make sure that if you don't, and Peacock is not sponsoring, But if you watch Bel Air, it is something good to watch. It gives you a different perspective on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Bel Air versus Fresh Prince of Bel Air, very different. You really need to watch it. I'm glad that they put Jeffrey as an OG from Jamaica on there, because that nigga's a gangster. And that's it. So let's get into this old school joint of the day. It's the spot, man. This is the oldie but goodie. Real talk. Let's get it.
Pay attention.
Here comes the Puba, and you know I won't fake it. Usually bust records on getting butt naked. Made for the Benzie. Drive a nigga skinsy, pump the tape, grab your naked with the Puba frenzy. Come on, honey, thing, don't ya try to eject slow downs. What you say once my joint gets erect? Some try to copy, but they just can't sketch it. Some try to follow, but they just can't catch it. With the boom boom tap, yeah, all of that. I'm living fat, me fall off, there be none of that. See who's the one to flip it? Quick to tell a nigga to zip it, so drink the 40, cause we ain't got time to sip it. Grand Puba got body. Kick some of them, some of those, and some yachty. As dope as they come, suckers sing or hum. Don't try to step to this, you know your shit is slum. First batter up, well here's the pitch. It's
Ooh, man.
It got served. That's what I'm talking about.
That was an era right there, brother. We were still in the clubs dancing, still had baggy pants. They wasn't mad young looking where your balls looked like a damn camel toe.
There ain't none of that.
Yeah, it was none of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that.
Yo, that is the era, man. And
yeah.
I tell you, understanding where we are today and reflecting on where we've been and where we came from is super duper. And music and just being individuals in general, we need to reflect on that. We can't allow individuals that don't understand us to control the narrative. So we need to really take hold of it. We really do need to take hold of it and fuck all that bullshit and everything that they trying to put in legislation and delete certain things from the curriculum from public schools or private schools or whatever. We really need to be a part of it.
We need to be we need to be taking control of our own destiny.
Controlling your own narrative is important. And we've been here long enough to be able to control our narrative. They can't not for nothing. They've been here just as long as we've been here, but they've been controlling the narrative way longer than us. So fuck all that bullshit. There's more of us than there are you. Strength is in numbers. And y'all don't want to hear it, but y'all figure that money controls everything. But guess what? If we sat there and we stuck together long enough, there wouldn't even be a you. Know what I mean?
They hate us because they ain't us. Always remember. They hate us because they ain't us. Yerp.
Yeah. So you already know, man. It's your boy, PROFIT_radio_NY. You can find us there every week at the same time. Tell your mother she could call me later because you know I like those old heads. You heard?
You know what I'm saying? You can hit your boy up on the gram. I done got a lot of y'all been hitting me up on the gram, man. When I say hit me up on the gram, you guys have been hitting me the fuck up. DJ Shawn Recognize, DJ SHAWNRECOGNIZE on Instagram. Y'all can also hit me up on Twitter. I just went up on Twitter the other day and posted a petition for this girl. I think she's 22 years old. Shot a brother that was 62 or 60 in his 60s, who got into an automobile, like almost like a hit and run, but he was having a medical episode at the time. And she basically tracked the brother down and cornered him in and shot him, a la George Zimmerman style. You know, she made the call to the police. They told her not to pursue. She did, took it upon herself to take this man's life. So I posted a petition up there for people to sign to get her jammed up because they added more charges on to her original offense, but she's out on bond right now, walking around free. So we gotta all band together and help each other out and prevent things like this from happening. So you can also hit me up on Twitter, DJ Shawn Rec, short version DJ SHAWNREC. But remember, only my friends could call me Rex, so you better recognize.
Gang. And yo, we out of here, y'all.